All right, everybody, I'm giving this a live shot. I don't know how it's going to work out. I'm not very good at doing this. I haven't done a live video in quite some time. And for some reason, my camera decides that it wants to do close-ups, and I don't know why. Now we got it back to the beginning, I think. I think we're back to normal now, I hope. It's a test, work in progress to this live thing. I'm not used to doing it. So I'm going to do what I can, which is why I usually upload, but trying it here just to see how it does, and hopefully not screw anything up. Hello, Brad. Good morning. Hello, Andrew. How are you? Like I said, it's a work in progress. I'm just going to try it out and hope I don't screw it up. I know when I do live, I can only do 720p. I can't do 1080p on this phone. So we're going to give it a shot. Hey, former Tribe fan, how are you? Frenchie for MVP. Yeah, well, Phillies are having their issues, to say the least. But we shall see how they work out. But while I'm waiting for other people to get here, so I don't leave anybody out, I've got the game up on the computer, the stream up on the computer, so now I can see what you guys are seeing. So let me make sure that I've got the dice tray in here, and hopefully that shows up okay. All right. Is the volume okay? That's the big thing, is I want to make sure you can hear me. I hope you can. You're acting like you can because you're responding, so I'm hoping it's going to do it. All right. So we are now, the last video was the Phillies and the Mets. That was Series 3, game number 1, or matchup number 1, game number 1. We are now at matchup number 2, which is Houston at Boston. So that's going to be the game for today, Houston at Boston. We will be doing the DH, obviously, because both teams used DH. Where did I get the dice tray? I bought that off of Amazon. I don't remember the exact name of the company, but I just went into Amazon and searched dice tray, wooden dice trays, and it comes up, and I don't remember the name of the company, but it's roughly about 60 bucks. It's a real nice dice tray. I know Tabletop Earl has one like it, and I think RJL has one just like it. Of course, my felt's a little bit dirty here, but it does work well. It was a one-time investment. I mean, it should last a lifetime, I would assume. So that's where I got that from. Got the dice ready to go for the game, Houston against Boston, and I will bring out the score sheet and tell you what's been going on with these two teams. Boston, of course, you already saw the recaps for Boston because they played the Mets, so you already had those recaps. Did I not get the score sheets? Let me get the score sheets of the last couple games for Houston, because they were playing Cincinnati in their last couple games. So let me pull those out so I can update you on those, how those turned out, and how Houston got to where they got to. So I've got all these in a binder, so I'm going to pull these suckers out. Bear with me. Like I said, I'm not used to doing the live stuff. I'm used to recording, so if I need to pause, I can pause and all that stuff. But okay. All right, so game 2 of the series between the Reds and the Astros. It was actually the Reds taking the victory. Johnny Cueto went 7 innings to get the win. Aroldis Chapman got the save, and they bested Dallas Keuchel. Big blows in there, big doubles in the 5th inning where they scored 2 runs, a double by Schumacher and a double by Votto, and also a double by Jay Bruce. So the 2 runs there gave the Reds the victory. They improved to 2-3. Astros dropped to 3-2. And then yesterday's game, which was played in this world on April the 19th, it was the Astros besting the Reds. Colin McHugh got the win, his first of the season. DeSclafani drops to 0-2 with the loss, and the save went to Gregerson. One thing that did happen to Houston, though, is that George Springer was injured for 1 game, so he is out of this game. He is unavailable for this game. So the Astros are actually playing one man short because I'm not doing a roster move just for one game. So they have actually 24 guys on the roster, not 25. But I think they'll be able to get around that. Hopefully, we shall see. Yeah, he struck out in the 6th. He hit the strikeout plus injury check on his card, and that's what did him in. Also, the Reds left 8 guys on base. That didn't help their cause either. So that's why the Astros are now at 4-2. And the Red Sox, of course, are at 4-2 also. So pretty good matchup, I would assume. Let's look at our, let me bring this in and make sure I can see it. Let's look at the, yeah, I think that fits in pretty well. Let's look at the rest rolls and whatnot that was done. This, of course, Series 3, Matchup 2, Game 1, game number 32 out of 270. It's played April 20th, 2015 on the calendar date for this little league, this demolition league. And I got here, George Springer is injured, so he will not be able to play. Rest rolls, Chris Carter and Jed Lowry had to rest, but they did get Colby Rasmus back off of injury, so it did kind of boost them a little bit, I guess. But with no first baseman and no shortstop, they had to do some finagling. So we're going to have Altuve at second, Gonzalez at short, Rasmus in right, Gaddis the DH, Valbuena at first, VR at third, Tucker in left, Castro catching, and Marisnik the center fielder. Starting pitchers for today's game, forgot to mention those. Wade Miley, the lefty for the Reds, against Lance. I'm sorry, for the Red Sox. I don't know why I said Reds. I guess because he pitched for the Reds last year. Wade Miley is your starter for the Red Sox, and Lance McCullers the righty for the Astros. All right, rest rolls for the Reds. Sandy Leon, the catcher, and the Panda, Pablo Sandoval, had to rest. And Craig Breslow pitched 2 innings yesterday, so he's going to be pushed to the back of the bullpen. They will use him in case of emergencies. Lineup for the Red Sox: Betts in center, Pedroia at second, Bogarts at short, Ortiz the DH, Napoli at first, Holt at third, Ramirez in left, Hannigan catching, and Jackie Bradley Jr. in right. Injury checks for the starting pitchers. McCullers is a 612. We hit a 612. We check for injury. Miley has a 0 injury rating, so he cannot be injured. All right, so got those out of the way. And I do have the defensive charts for the American League here. So we've got Houston here and Boston here. So I've got the fielding ratings. If I need to refer to them, it'll be a nice handy little sheet. I've got the advanced charts ready to go. So I think we're okay. If I missed anybody, Andrew, if I didn't mention you, hello to you, and George, if I didn't mention you, hello. Like I said, this is kind of out of my norm, out of my comfort zone, but I'm going to try it anyway, and if it flops, it flops. We shall see. But we are ready to go here on a Saturday morning. January the 8th, I think? Yeah, because January 1st was Saturday as well. All right, so Wade Miley will be finishing up those warm-up tosses as he'll be looking to take care of the Astros. Let's get this in view here. I think I got more room over this way than I thought I had. Okay. Mookie Betts steps in, and this piece of paper I kind of mashed into it and it got folded up, so I'm trying to fold it back. Me and my cheapo notebook paper saves me having to print a whole lot of stuff out, a whole lot of score sheets out. I may go over the score sheets later, but right now I'm trying to keep it as simple as possible to show people that you don't need fancy equipment to play Strat-O-Matic. You just need the desire and to join the hobby and to have fun. Okay, so we are ready to go here. I think I don't know how far we're into this video, but I don't want to dilly-dally too long. So we're ready to go. Again, this is it for anybody that's not familiar with the league. It's kind of similar to what, actually very similar to what Tenacious Earl did with his TBL 2015 when he first started his channel, except these are teams that were not in his league, but this is advanced only for the rules. And again, it's the 10-team league playing each other 54 games apiece, so that comes out to 270 total games. This is game number 32 in the bunch. Tabby is just set up on the little perch next to me, and I'm hoping to keep her from interrupting the thing here, but it's live, so if she gets in the way, I'll just have to apologize in advance for that. All right, I'm checking the thing. This looks a little, maybe it's just on my computer. The cards look a little fuzzy, but I guess it's good enough for government work, as they say. Like I said, I can get a lot clearer picture when I just record and upload. I get the 1020. So this is just going to have to suffice, I suppose. Okay, so we are ready to go. Mookie Betts. Mookie, you better, you bets. Is leading off here. I'm sorry, it's Altuve. Why am I got Mookie Betts trying to face Wade Miley? See, I'm already screwed up with this live thing. I got my cards back mixed up. Somebody's probably yelling at me saying, why do you have this stuff all screwed up? It's Jose Altuve, less the trash cans. He's going to be up there ready to go. Again, both teams 4-2. So this is the first of a 3-game set at Fenway Park, but with no ballpark effects. We're not really doing, checking anything for that. But in your mind's eye, we're at Fenway Park. All right, here we go. Wade Miley facing Jose Altuve. Game number 32 underway. 2-9, and that's a fly to left. So there's one away. And that'll bring up Marwin Gonzalez, the shortstop, and he's in there because Lowry has to rest, and Carlos Correa has not joined the roster yet. He comes in later. So Gonzalez is up. Switcher to batting right-handed, 4-12, and that's a potential home run chance, 1-8. There are no ballpark effects, so it's a 1-8. He does have normal power against lefties. So on a 1-8, Marwin Gonzalez will go deep. And he does. That's a 6. So Marwin Gonzalez, a home run. He hit a home run in the previous game against the Reds. So that's his 3rd home run of the season in just the start of game number 7 for them. So he's been a blessing to that team with the injuries. He's kind of a Swiss Army knife. He can play most anywhere. Stick him in it short, and he does the job. Here's Colby Rasmus back from injury. Didn't really want to use him against the lefty, but he's got pretty decent numbers against left-handers. 3-11, but this time he strikes out. So welcome back, Colby Rasmus. Here's Evan Gattis, the designated hitter. 4-7, and that's a walk. So a 2-out walk by Wade Miley. Gattis will not be held as an E-stealer. And that'll bring up Luis Valbuena. He's normally a third baseman, but he's playing first base today because Carter had to rest. So it is Valbuena. 1-8 against the lefty, and he strikes out. That's going to end the inning. But the Stros pick up a run on the home run by Marwin Gonzalez. And at the end of 1/2 an inning of play here at Fenway, it is Houston and the Red Sox coming to bat. And Lance McCullers Jr. will be the pitcher for the Astros. He is their quote-unquote number 2 starter, according to the number of starts that he had. Him and Feldman kind of go hand in hand. And Mookie, you better, you bets, is up to lead off for the Red Sox, followed by Pedroia and Bogarts. 3-5, and that's a pop out to short. So Gonzalez puts that one away. 1 down for Dustin Pedroia. 6-4, and that's a fly to left field. Out number 2, of course, no ballpark effects because we're just doing advanced. So none of those come into play. That'll bring up Bogarts, the shortstop. 2-5, and that's a ground ball to short, and that's going to end the inning. So after 1 complete, it's the Astros 1 and the Red Sox nothing. Red Sox Nation not really happy right now, but it's only 1 inning. That's why you play 9. And here is Wade Miley back out. See if he can't keep the Astros at bay. Jonathan Villar at third base. He's playing third because Valbuena, who normally plays third, had to move to first, so I had to dip into the bench, which is why I like the rest rolls and I like the injuries, because I like being able to force to, be creative with the lineups. So here's Villar. Switcher to batting right-handed. 5-5. That's a ground ball to short. And Bogarts, Johnny on the spot, 1 down. Here's Preston Tucker. The Astros were forced to use some lefties that they really didn't want to use because Carter a righty, Springer a righty, and Lowry a switch hitter are not available. So they dip into the bench for some lefties. 5-4, and that's a fly ball center field X. The center fielder in this case is Mookie Betts. And as we look at the defensive chart for Betts, he is a 2. 2 and a 13. Don't know if that goes to the... Nope, actually 2 and a 13 is going to be a fly ball B, so it's good enough. And there are 2 away. Preston Tucker is retired. Yet another lefty, Jason Castro, in there. Now, they could have used Conger, but Castro is their main catcher, and Conger's got a +4 arm, so the Red Sox might be stealing all day on him. So we're going to go with Castro. 1-8, and he struck him out to end the inning. So we go to the bottom of the second. It is 1-0 still in favor of the Stros. Lance McCullers is going to be facing Ortiz now, the DH, followed by Napoli and Brock Holt. 1-8 for Ortiz, and that's a walk. So leadoff walk to Big Papi. And of course, as an E stealer, he will not be held. And that brings up the first baseman, Mike Napoli. 4-2, and that's a walk, another walk. So back-to-back walks by McCullers. He has lost the strike zone temporarily. Brings up Brock Holt. He's a C bunter, which is still not very good because if they play the corners in, he's a D bunter. So I think it's going to have Holt swing away, particularly because we're coming to the bottom of the order. So Holt's just going to swing away. 4-5, a lefty. He struck him out. So Lance McCullers gets the K, and the lack of bunting ability hurt the Red Sox there, perhaps. That'll bring up Hanley Ramirez. 3-5, and that is a ground ball shortstop A. It's a 6-4-3 double play. And what looked like a promising inning for the Red Sox has turned to dust as the double play wipes everything out. After 2 complete, it's still 1-0 favor of Houston. On a Saturday morning, a cold Saturday morning here in Virginia. It's down like the 20s right now at 10:30. I think it might be closing in on getting above freezing, but I doubt it. I think the scheduled high is like 34 today. So it probably hasn't gotten there yet. All right, here is Jake Marisnick, center fielder. 5'10", and that is a ground ball shortstop X. That is Bogarts, and Bogarts at a shortstop position is a 2. 2 and a 10, most likely will go to the error check. 2 and a 10 does. Anything 8 to 12 goes to an error check. So we roll 2d6s and check his errors. We get a 10. So his E rating is a 12. So an E12 and a 10. E12 and a 10 is a ground ball A. So Bogart's able to stick with it and make that play. Feel the tough hop. 1 down. And we're back to the top of the order for Jose Altuve. 6-7, and that's a strikeout. So Wade Miley puts the K on Jose. 2 down for Marwin Gonzalez, his homer. His home run, the only run of the game. 1-2 for Gonzalez against a lefty is a single to right field. So Marwin Gonzalez, 2 for 2. He is a D stealer. He will not be held, and he's not going to go anywhere. That brings up Colby Rasmus. 2-8 for Rasmus, struck him out, and that's going to end the inning. So Wade Miley hanging tough, keeping the Astros at bay, although they still lead at 1-0. 1-0, and we go to the bottom of the third for Ryan Hannigan. He's in there because Sandy Leon had to rest. So Hannigan leads it off. 5-4 against a right-hander is a fly ball center field X. That is Marisnick, and Marisnick is a very good center fielder. In fact, he's a 1. 1 and a 14, though, probably going to an error check for a center fielder. A 1, oh, no, it doesn't. 1 and a 14 is a fly ball C. It's good enough, and there's 1 away. Hannigan is retired. Brings up Jackie Bradley Jr. 5-7, and that's a ground ball second base X. Second baseman for Houston is Altuve, and Altuve checks in as a 2. 217 is good, and that's 2 down. So 2 down for Mookie Betts. 4-8 for Betts. McCullers will walk him. So 2 out walk to Mookie Betts. He may be looking to run to try to get into scoring position with 2 outs. He's an A stealer, starts him as a 15, being held. You take away 2, makes him a 13. And the catcher arm, Castro's a -1, makes him a 12. So 1 to 12, they're going to try it to get him in scoring position. And he's thrown out. So nice throw there by Castro. And Altuve put the tag on, and that's going to end the inning. So they tried to get in scoring position and run on Castro, and it failed. That's why they used Castro instead of using Conger, the switch hitter, because of the defense. So now we're going to the top of the 4th. Still 1-0 Stros. And that'll bring up Evan Gattis, the DH. 1-6. He's going to ground it to third, and Brock Holt is right there. 1 down, and any player has to rest is eligible to come back in the 7th inning or later. So it's not like they're out of the game completely. Valbuena, 4-2 against a lefty. That's a single. So Valbuena, even against the lefty, gets the base hit off of Wade Miley. And that's going to send up. And let's see, Valbuena, E-Stealer will not be held. Here's VR. 6-10, and Miley has a 0 injury rating, so no problems there. 6-10 is a ground ball to shortstop B. It's a fielder's choice. It's going to go 6-4, and VR is the new runner. Now, VR is a B stealer, so they could try to send him to get in scoring position with 2 outs. He is a he's a B, starts him as a 13, -3 on a B stealer, makes him a 10. And the catcher arm Hannigan is a -1, makes him a 9. 1 to 9, they're going to take the chance. It's 45%, and ooh, he got thrown out big time. So he's caught stealing as Bogarts puts on the tag. And again, trying to be a little aggressive, but it did not pay off. It was a 45% chance, so we took it. Just didn't work. And now we go to the bottom of the 4th. And Dustin Pedroia back in. Flew to left his first chance. 1-6 for Pedroia. He's going to fly to left again. He liked it so much the first time, he did it again. Almost like Britney Spears. Oops, I did it again. Here's Xander Bogaerts. And don't ask me how I knew that. 5-8 for Bogaerts, and he struck him out. 2 down. I plead the 5th on that. Here is Ortiz. And Ortiz, 1-8 for Ortiz, is going to be another walk. So that's his 2nd consecutive walk for Ortiz. Of course, he will not be held. Try something here. See what I can do with this. I want to fix one thing real quick and make sure we are copacetic. Okay, it seems like we are. All right. So Napoli, now with 2 outs and a runner at first. 6-8 against McCullers, and that's a strikeout to end the inning. So nothing doing for the Red Sox. We got a pitcher's duel here at Fenway. We go to the 5th, still 1-0 ball game. And Wade Miley back out. Has pitched well since giving up that home run to Gonzalez back in the 1st. Here's Preston Tucker. 1-7 for Tucker. He flies to center. 1 down, and that brings up Jason Castro. 6-11. Miley's injury rating again is a 0. 6-11 against the lefty. The ground ball to first. Easy play for Napoli. He takes to the bag himself. 2 down. And that's going to send up That is going to send up Jake Marisnick. Something's not going here. All right, try it this way. Okay, 1-2 for Marisnick against the lefty. That's a low max, and that's going to end the inning as He lines it to short. Bogarts has it. Nobody's on base. It would have been a double play at least, maybe a triple play if people had been on base, but that's going to end the inning. And that will send up Brock Holt. Brock Holt. Let me type something here. Oops, what are you doing? Why is this thing messing up on me here? I don't know why it's doing that, but we'll, like I said, it's a work in progress when you're talking about live. Something I'm not used to doing for sure. So now my chat box has gotten screwed up, so I don't know what's going on with that. It's way down where I can't even see it. Fix something real quick. Just type a note in here. Make sure it's showing up. Okay. I just got something here from former Tribe fan said that's not good. I'm not. Oh, you're talking about my chat box going away. Yeah, it's kind of down at the bottom. So I'll have to, I don't know. There's not. I think I'm the only one in here. So, or me and you might be the only ones in here. So it's probably not relevant anyway. All right, we just drive on here in the bottom of the fifth with a 1-0 ball game, and I won't worry about the chat. I'll just play. Here's Holt against McCullers. That's a 2-7. All these hits in column 2, and he found a ground ball to second. So now you know why I don't do a whole lot. I haven't done a live thing in I don't know how long, because it's just not my cup of tea usually. Here's Ramirez, 6-9, and that's a strikeout. 2 down. 2 up and 2 down, and that brings up Hannigan. 3-8 for Hannigan. That's a walk. He just missed a home run chance, but it is a walk. He will not be held as an E-stealer. So it's up to Jackie Bradley to get it done. 1-8 against a right-hander is another walk. So again, McCullers has issued quite a few walks in this game, but he's skirted around them so far. Don't know if that will continue or not. We shall see. But we're back to the top of the order for Mookie Betts, and this is where McCullers has to bear down. 2 outs, runners in scoring position, but nobody's being held. 1-8, and that's a single 1 star on a 1-7. That would load the bases. 8-20, he lines it to VR. And he lines it to VR to end the inning. So McCullers pitches out of the junk, and the Red Sox leave 2 on base. We go to the 6th. Still 1-0. And this is the point of weakness inning coming up for both pitchers. So both pitchers will have to bear down, as they say. Let's try this again. Let me try one more thing. See if I can get this thing to correct itself. No, it still didn't want to correct itself, did it? I don't know how to get that up there now. I don't know how that thing got mixed around like that, but oh well. I'm just going to let it go. Living on the edge, yes, exactly. All right, so like I said, point of weakness inning for Wade Miley coming up. Well, for both pitchers, actually. But leading off will be the leadoff guy, Altuve. 1-9, and against the lefty. All these hits in column 1 against lefties, and he found the 1-9, which is a ground ball to third. Brock Holt is there, 1 away. Good thing for the Red Sox to keep Altuve off the bases. Here's the guy responsible for the only run of the game, Marwin Gonzalez. He's 2 for 2, homer and a single. 3-8 for Gonzalez against a lefty, and that's a single. So how about that? We're back on, well, no, it's a single. It's not a double. I was thinking we're back on the potential for a cycle, but that's not going to happen. All right, so Gonzalez is a D-sealer, will not be held. Here's Colby Rasmus. 212 for Rasmus, and that's a hit by pitch plus injury check. He just came off the injured list, but he might be going right back. So he is hit by the pitch. We do need to log that in. And now let's see if Rasmus will need to miss some time. There's the injury rolls. If he gets a 1 through 6, he can stay in the game. But if he gets something up a little bit higher, he's going to be in trouble. A 14, that's not good. He's going to miss 4 games. He's going to miss this one plus 4. So Rasmus just came back from injury. He's going to miss 4 more games due to injury. And we will need a new runner for Rasmus. So let's check the Astro bench. They're already playing a man short. So let's see what they've got. Let's see. Springer's injured, of course. Carter and Lowry need to be rested. It's not the 7th inning, but they're going to have to bring in somebody because they don't have anybody else. And we're going to have to do some maneuvering because the only outfielders they have left are infielders right now. So we're going to have to really play with the lineup here to get Colby Rasmus replaced. So let me take a look here. Valbuena, VR can play left field or right field. Let's see. I think we're going to move Tucker from left to right. So Tucker's going to move to right field, where he's still not very good as a 4. And we're going to move, let's see, or can we insert somebody? Let's see. This is one of the fun of having these injuries. I asked for it, and then now I've got to pay for it. Okay. So by doing that, we're going to bring in Jed Lowry. So Jed Lowry, even though he had to rest, he's going to come in and play third base in place of Rasmus. So this is going to be Lowry. He's going to be at third base. So Lowry is at third base, which means VR now is going to have to move to play left field. So a lot of maneuvering to try to get around these injuries, but that's part of the fun, at least in my opinion anyway, are the injuries. So we'll see how it goes. All right, so more importantly, Wade Miley now has 2 knocks against this point of weakness, so the bullpen for the Red Sox is loosening, and they've got except for Craig Breslow, everybody else is rested enough to pitch. So they have right-hander Junichi Tazawa is loosening in the bullpen just in case. Here's Evan Gaddis. 2-7 against the lefty. Ground ball shortstop A, it's a plus sign, but nobody was being held on. So the ball does not get through the infield. It's going to be a 6-4-3 double play, and that's going to end the inning. So they caught a break there, not having to hold anybody on. Kept that from going through and keeps the score at 1-0, although Miley might be on a short leash going forward. Here's Lance McCullers. He's back out, and he will be facing Pedroia. Bogarts and Ortiz, heart of the order, and this is his point of weakness inning. Keep an eye on that. Pedroia, 4-8 against McCullers is a walk. That's the first knock right there. Pedroia is a D-stealer. He will not be held and he will not go anywhere. Here's Bogarts. 1-4. 1-16 is a home run. 17-20 is a double, but 1-16, and the Red Sox have taken the lead. It's a 2. It's gone. Xander Bogarts, 2-run homer, and just like that, the Red Sox claim the lead 2-1 off of McCullers, and now the Astro bullpen is quickly working. Let's see who they want to turn to, possibly. We got lefty Joe Thatcher loosening in the pen. So let's see, do they want to bring in Thatcher already? Or do you want to give McCullers another chance? You got Ortiz coming up. He's dangerous against lefties and righties, but he's more dangerous against righties. So that's going to do it for McCullers. He is going to leave, and lefty Joe Thatcher will be the new pitcher. So Thatcher will be on. McCullers, right at his point of weakness, and he goes 5+. And he faces 21 batters. But he's now behind 2-1. Joe Thatcher on 1-3, 3.18 ERA and no saves. He will be on to face Ortiz, Napoli, and Holt. 2-1 Red Sox, bottom of the 6th. 2-4 for Ortiz, and that is a foul out to the catcher. So he was able to get Ortiz on that one. One down. That brings up Mike Napoli, first baseman. 2-4 against the lefty, and that's a ground ball to short. Starting to lose my voice for some reason. I don't know why. All right, maybe it's this live thing. I don't know. It's still a little odd for me, but we'll see what it does. Holt 1-4, and it's a ground ball to second to end the inning. And the Red Sox take a 2-1 lead, and actually that puts Miley in a position to win the game, or be the winner, if the Red Sox can hold the lead. That's a big if sometimes. Let's see who's coming up for the Astros. It'll be Valbuena, VR, and Tucker. So Miley, he's still going to come out. They got Tazawa still loosening, but they're going to give Miley a chance to keep it going. If he runs into trouble, you will be seeing a new pitcher in Tazawa. But right now, we're going with Miley. 1-5, and he struck out Valbuena. So that was a good move, I guess, to keep him in there. We'll see. Jonathan VR, the new left fielder. He moved from third base to left field. 5-5, switch hitter batting right-handed. 5-5 is a ground ball to short. Bogarts is there. So Miley looking to go 7 innings if he can. Here's Preston Tucker. 2-6 for Tucker against the lefty, and he grounds it back to the pitcher Miley. So that we're going to cap Miley now at 7 innings. He goes 7 innings, faces 25 batters, and he is subject, or he is a pitcher record that could win the game as long as the Red Sox don't lose the lead in between. So I think Junichi Suzawa will be the new pitcher in the 8th inning for them. Now for the Astros, let's see. Thatcher pitched 1 inning, so he's going to be coming out. He's a 1-inning guy. So they'll need a new pitcher, and it's going to be Hannigan, Bradley, and Betts, 2 righties and a lefty. So we go to the Astro bullpen for a right-hander. And we'll see who the right-hander is going to be. It appears it will be right-hander Pat Neshek, 3-6, 3.62 ERA and a save. So Neshek. Too late now. I forgot to check the number for Thatcher's injury. So let me get my team card out. So let's see. Thatcher would have been a 6-12, and Neshek is a 6-12 also. So everybody's a 6-12 so far for injury check. But the big injury is Colby Rasmus being re-injured. That's kind of stunk. But more importantly for the Astros, they need to hold the fort and keep the Red Sox from doing any more damage. It's already a 2-1 game. Ryan Hannigan will lead things off. And now since we're in the 7th, all the guys had to rest are eligible to come back to pinch hit or defense or whatever. So here is Hannigan against Neshek. 3-5 for Hannigan, and that's trouble for Neshek. 1-4 is a double, 5-20 is a single. That's a leadoff single for, actually no, it should have been Ramirez, not, why did Hannigan get up there? It should be Ramirez. So the 3-5 for Ramirez was a ground ball to short. My bad. Screwed that up. Good thing I keep score there to let me know Ramirez was the actual true batter because Holt made the last out. So false hope there for Hannigan. He will try it again. Neshek now 5-3 is a fly ball right field X, and the right fielder is Justin Tucker. He had to move there from left field. Tucker is a 4, so not very good. This could drop. 4 and 8. That could be an error check. Let's see. 4 and an 8 is going to go to his error check. He actually catches a break in that fashion. So Tucker's error rating checks in as a E2, so a much better chance for him to make the play now as an E2 and a 9. E2 and a 9 is a good fly ball B, so he caught a break there, not doing his range, but doing his error check. It worked out well for Preston Tucker. And Hannigan is retired. That brings up Jackie Bradley Jr. 3-7 for Bradley, and that's a 1-2 single, so not a good chance, but he got a 10% chance at it. Instead, he will ground it to first. And the first baseman, Valbuena, takes it to the bag himself. 7 innings are in the books. It is still Boston 2 and Houston 1. You're in a tight one. Game number 32, Series 3, Matchup 2, Game 1. And now, the right-hander, Junichi Tazawa, will be on for the Red Sox to pitch the top of the 8th. He will try to hold it for Koji Urahara in the 9th, possibly. 2-7, 4.14 ERA, and 3 saves for Tazawa. So he will be on, and his injury check, his injury roll is a 6-12. So again, we're looking for the 6-12s, or looking not to get 6-12 if we can help it. He'll be facing Castro, a lefty, but then Marisnik and Altuve, 2 righties. So that's why they went to the right-hander, even though Castro, a lefty, is up first. 2-1 game, top of the 8th. Hello to anyone that's just joined before, since I have looked over at the computer. So, hope you all are having a good Saturday. It's cold here in Virginia. I don't know where you guys are, but it's cold here. It's in the lower 30s. Fortunately, no snow like they have in the Northeast. So here's whoop, that's a Sua dice. We'll re-roll that. That's a 6-5. Tazawa against a lefty Castro. 6-5 is a ground ball shortstop X. That is Xander Bogaerts. Bogaerts, a really good really good shortstop rather, is a 2. 2 and a 5. I think he will be okay with that. Let's double check it. Shortstop, 2 and a 5 is a ground ball C. That's good enough to get the job done. And he makes the play to start the 8th inning. Castro is retired. Brings up Jake Marisnik. 3-3 for Marisnik, and he's going to strike out. So Tazawa puts the K on Marisnik. 2 down, and Jose Altuve would definitely keep him off the bases if possible. 110. They don't do that, though. It's a single for Altuve, and he's definitely a threat to steal as a double-A stealer. He starts as a 17, being held, drops into a 15. Catcher arm. Hannigan's a -1 is a 14. So 1 to 14, and he will steal it. And he got caught. How about that? A 20 came up, and he got caught stealing, caught with his hand in the cookie jar as Bogaerts applies the tag, and Altuve is not happy about it, but he'll have to live with it. And that's going to do it in the 8th inning for the Astros as they come away empty-handed. Tazawa now goes 1 inning, faces the minimum because of the caught stealing. And we go to the bottom of the 8th, still a tight nip and tuck 2-1 ball game. And Koji Urahara will be coming in for the Red Sox in the 9th to try to save it, assuming it stays a save situation. For the Astros, Neshek pitched a 1-2-3 7th. He's really only a 1-inning pitcher, though, so we're going to pull him. And we'll go to another pitcher for the Astros. It'll be the top of the order, Betts, Pedroia, and Bogaerts, right-handers. So they will go to right-hander Chad Qualls. He is 3-5 with a 4.38 ERA and 4 saves. So Chad Qualls is in for the Astros. 4th pitcher used by Houston. And we'll go to the team card and check the rest roll for Qualls, or injury roll rather, and it's going to be 6-11. So if we roll a 6-11, we check for injury. All right, bottom of the 8th, 2-1 Red Sox. Red Sox looking for a little bit of cushion if they can find it. Mookie Betts leading off against Qualls. 4-8 against a right-hander. That's a single. So Qualls gives up a leadoff single to Mookie Betts. Now, he was caught stealing in the 3rd. But you know what? I think they're going to try it again. He's an A stealer, which starts as a 15, being held as a -2. Castro's a -1 arm, so a total of -3 makes him a 12. Good odds, 1 to 12, 60% chance of stealing second base. They're going to try it. And he gets caught stealing. Boy, I'm just not having a good luck with these stolen bases lately. I'm getting a lot of guys caught stealing. But I thought they were good gambles. But maybe not. Maybe I need to just put the kibosh on trying to steal bases so much. Anyway, just bad luck on the D20 is all I can say. So he's out of there. Here's Pedroia. 4-8, and that's another single. So boy, that caught stealing comes back to bite him. Pedroia will not be held as a D stealer. I'm holding C and above. So that brings up Xander Bogaerts. 4-6 for Bogaerts against a right-hander. It's a ground ball, second base X. He's not being held, so there's no worries there. Altuve at second base is a 2. 220, that's a double play. 4-6-3. So just like that, the Red Sox are gone early. Qualls goes 1 inning, faces 3 batters. So we go to the 9th, last chance for the Astros. I don't think they have any trash cans at Fenway they can turn to. And they'll have to do it against Koji Urahara, closer for the Red Sox. 2-4, 2.23 ERA and 25 saves. And I will need to check his injury factor. Koji Urahara is a 6'7", so we really got to be cognizant of that. That could come up at any time, so Urahara has to worry about those injury checks. All right, he's got to deal with Gonzalez, Lowry, and Gaddis. Those are the guys that are listed that can play, or that are in that order. Carter can pinch hit off the bench. They also have Conger off the bench, but that's it because they were playing shorthanded already, and Colby Rasmus got injured as well. So they really only have Conger and Carter, the only 2 that can pinch hit. So what they have out there now is better than what they got on the bench. Hey, Anthony, how you doing? Nice to see you. I'm just, like I said, I'm trying this live. I haven't done a live one in I don't know how long. So I don't know how it's going to appear or how it's going to play out, but I just, for some reason, it hit me to try this on a Saturday morning. So hopefully it's not too grotesque, but we are in the top of the 9th, 2-1. Red Sox, Urahara going for the save. And Marwin Gonzalez, who counted for the only run of the Astros, is going to lead it off. He's actually 3 for 3, a homer and 2 singles. Thank you, Anthony. I appreciate that feedback. If I can get this thing to work right, maybe I'll do more live like that. I don't know. Like I said, it's not my, to use a payoff pitch term, it's not my wheelhouse, that's for sure. But I do enjoy the interaction. It's just, I use my phone. I don't have a camera. I use my phone, and so my props and everything are limited, but I do what I can. Anyway, we're going to the top of the 9th, and Koji Urahara facing Marwin Gonzalez. Oh, look at that, right on cue. We said 6'7" was the injury check for Urahara, and what do we roll in the first thing? A 6'7". Unbelievable. So we go to our injury check, and we hope that Urahara can stay in the game. If not, the Red Sox will have to bring in somebody else to try to close the deal. So on pitcher injuries, if we get a 1-6 on the D20, he can stay in the game. Otherwise, he's going to have to come out. So the Red Sox are hoping for a 1-6. It's an 8, so he's going to come out and he's going to miss 2 games. So Koji Urahara doesn't even get a chance to face anybody. He's got to come out. He's going to be injured on the play, although he will actually technically face Gonzalez, because that 6'7" roll, we have to resolve that. 6'7" is a strikeout, so he does strike out. He does get a chance to strike out Gonzalez, but he's got to come out. He is injured. So, unfortunate for the Red Sox, he's got to come out. Hit that 6'7" roll, and that just, boy, it just tore him up. So they're going to go to somebody else out of the bullpen to try to close the deal, and it's going to be Ed Mujica. He did get traded to Oakland later on, but 3-5 with 1 save and a 4.75 ERA. That's why I'm using him, because he did have 1 save in the real season. So Ed Mujica, not exactly who the Red Sox want to put their livelihood on to try to get the save, but the injury took care of that. Mujica, his injury check. Why did I not write him on the score sheet, on my little team sheet? I should have had him here. For some reason I skipped him, and I have no idea why. So now I got to pull up the roster sheet. So let's get the roster sheet out and see what Mujica is for injury checking. Mujica is, where are you, Mujica? He's a 3, And on a 3, that is a 6-10. So Mojica is a 6-10 for injury check. And they're certainly hoping he doesn't get injured. So there's one out in the top of the 9th, but the biggest issue for the Red Sox is they lose Mojica for a couple of, they lose Uehara for a couple of games. So he is injured. So he's injured 2 games. I'll write that down so I don't forget it. And make sure I don't use him in the next rest. So he's basically out the rest of the Houston series. So now Mojica, Gonzalez was out on the strike. So Mojica's now going to face Jed Lowry, who had to come in for the injured Colby Rasmus. Mojica to Lowry, 4-5. Switch hitter batting left-handed. Fly ball to right, if we were playing super advanced, it'd be a home run check, but we're not. So it's just a deep fly to right for out number 2. Red Sox 1 out away from securing the victory, improving to 5-2 on the season. It would give the win to Wade Miley, and Mojica would get the save with McCullers taking the loss if it sticks this way. Here's Gaddis. He can definitely go deep with one swing, though. Got to be careful with him. 6-11. Oh, Mojica's a 6-10, so he just missed that injury. 6-11, the ground ball to first. That's going to do it as Napoli steps on the bag himself, and the ball game is over. Pitching duel here at Fenway broke out. It is a 2-1 game. 2-1 ball game to finish it out. Hero of the game, Xander Bogaerts. His 2-run homer in the bottom of the 6th was the difference. So now let's total up the score sheet for hits for Houston. Well, actually, Gonzalez had 3 hits. Let's see, did anybody else for Houston have a hit? Valbuena did, and Altuve did. So they had 5 hits. 1 run on 5 hits. The Astros bats just didn't show up. Left on base, let's see, 1, 2, 3. They only left 3 on base. They didn't really have a whole lot of guys on base to leave. So that's how it kind of worked out. For the Red Sox hit-wise, they didn't get their first hit. Now that I see this, the first hit was the Xander Bogaerts home run. They got a lot of walks off of McCullers, but they didn't get the first hit until Bogaerts homers. And in fact, they only got 3 hits in the game. They got 2 hits in the 8th here and 1 home run there. So 2 runs on 3 hits. How about that? Left on base, 1, 2, 3, 4. They left 4 on base from what I can see here. This is unofficial until I type it in the computer and compilate all the stats and whatnot. The only team you root for to beat the Sox. That's right, you're a Yankee fan, so that would make sense. But this is the 2015 Astros. This is pre-trash can, so hopefully they get a little bit more slack because they don't have Correa yet, and they don't have Gurriel, and they don't have Bregman yet. So and they don't have Verlander or some of those guys. But anyway, Mojica gets the save. I forgot to write that in there. I'm sure that's his first save. It's got to be. Miley gets the win. I think he's 1-0. I don't think he got a decision last time. McCullers takes the loss. 0-1. I think he's 0-1. I'm not sure. 2/3 of an inning for Mojica facing 2 batters. So that kind of hopefully completes the score sheet. A little bit messy. My pen, I never claimed to have great penmanship. I can read it. It's kind of weird. It's kind of in code. I can read it, but maybe nobody else can, so I don't know. But the big blow, Xander Bogaerts' 2-run homer, and that was enough. The home run by Gonzalez in the first, and the 2-run homer by Bogaerts in the second. So there wasn't a lot of activity going on with people on base and trying to run. I tried to steal to get things going, but the Red Sox had 2 guys caught stealing, and the Astros had 2 guys caught stealing. So I tried to steal 4 times, was 0 for 4. That's the way I was in the Phillies video. I was 0 for 4 with the Phillies. So, hey Bart, how you doing? So, I don't know, I'm just not having good luck stealing bases. I'm trying to make things happen. You're left-handed. There's a lot of people out there that are I kind of wish I was left-handed. I don't know why, but I always thought it was great to be left-handed. It would be cool to be left-handed. I would love to be a left-handed reliever back in my 20s or something. I could try to be a pitcher as a left-handed reliever and get a job like Jesse Orosco, hangs around till he's like 50. But yeah, that's why this is the only thing I really write out. Everything else I type. Oh man, Tim, you're a southpaw as well. Well, we got a lot of south. I want to say that RJL is right-handed. I think when I see his videos, he's right-handed. So him and Earl are both right-handed. As far as I know, I'm right-handed. I'm pretty sure Al is right-handed, and I think I want to say that. Who else is right-handed? I want to say that Tony is right-handed, and I'm thinking that Dave Gardner's right-handed. I'm thinking they're all right-handed. So, got some lefties and some righties. It's a good mix to have. Now that I can at least somewhat successfully do this live, I may sprinkle in a live game here and there, maybe on a weekend or something. I don't really know a good time to do this because I know. He's a Mets fan, so he wouldn't accept as a southpaw. Interesting. Yeah, because there's a lot of people streaming out there. I know RJL streams at night, Al Red Sox, Dave Gardner, a lot of streaming going on. So I don't really like to try to bump up against them. I want to leave the floor for them, which is why I usually record and upload because I get a better quality video that way. But like I said, I can't remember I'd have to go back and look at the last time I try to do a live video. It's probably been ages. Probably since I don't think I've done one since I got this phone I got last year. This upgraded phone I got last year is probably the last time I tried it. So it was fun. I enjoyed it. I enjoy having the interaction instead of just me sitting here by myself Tabby's over sleeping, so she's no company, or no conversation piece, I should say. But she's good company, but not a good conversation piece. But just to kind of get everything going with the rest of the league, I'll update for anybody that came in late. This is the schedule that's going on, or where we're at now. We are now at Series 3. So the next video on the channel will be Seattle at San Francisco. So pitchers will be hitting here, and here, because National League teams are at home. So the pitchers are going to hit when the National League teams are at home. So Seattle, Cleveland, Tampa Bay will have to have their pitchers hit. Well, I appreciate that, Anthony. I appreciate your kind gesture there. I may try that. I don't know. We shall see. I would probably have to get some sort of a booster, because if I do these things live, I'm going to probably have to do them upstairs, and this Wi-Fi box, Xfinity Wi-Fi box, would probably need a boost to get upstairs, because my wife's down here in the living room. So when she's home, in the evenings and stuff, it's really not a good chance to do that. So, but I may just do it, maybe make it a Saturday thing. I don't know. Or maybe if I get home from work early one day and have time, I'll try it. But this is just a whim. I hadn't planned it. Probably should have, if I had planned it, I probably should have put something out a little bit earlier to let people know, but they can always catch the game later, I guess. But anyway, the next video, like I said, it's going to be Series 3, Game 3, or Matchup 3, rather, in Series 3. That'll be Seattle and San Francisco. And then the video after that will be the Battle of Ohio, Cleveland and Cincinnati. And then Tampa, Arizona will finish out Series 3. And I'll play the other games offline, and then we'll move on to Series 4. But Houston and Boston, a good game. Surprising it was 2-1. I really am shocked about that. I thought I'd get some, particularly since we're not using the aces. I mean, Miley's pretty good, but McCullers is But it wasn't like I was using, Keuchel and Porcello or somebody, the top guys. So that's why you roll the games. You never know how they're going to turn out. And the sad part is Colby Rasmus had just come off injury, and he gets injured for 4 more games. So that's just the way it works. That's why it's called the Demolition League, because players get demolished on the injury list, and you got to, that's what I wanted. I wanted injuries. I want to be forced to have to, be creative with the lineups to pull up some guys from the minors and those kind of things. So that's what I was hoping for. I was going to do this, since this is a 1/3 of a season, I was going to make the injuries 1/3 of whatever came up, but I decided to go full out injuries because I've got this season on the computer, so if I need extra cards, I can always print them off. If I ever run out of, so many guys getting injured that I don't have all the players, then I can always print the guys off the PC. and use those, but hopefully I won't get to that. We shall see. But anyway, there you have it on a Saturday morning. I think it's 11:14 or 11:15 on the East Coast. Like I said, it's very, very cold out here. Last night it was down to, I believe, 18 degrees. And hey, Philip, I just finished. Sorry you're a little bit late there. Yeah, I just completed the game. Score sheet is on is in view there. I didn't plan on going live, so I didn't really make any kind of announcement about it. Just kind of I was getting ready actually to record this game. I said, let me try live and just see if I can make it work. So I tinkered around, found something that looked like it might work. So I said, let me try it, see how it goes. And lo and behold, this is what I have. Yeah, he needs a late. Well, you can go back and watch it again after that. But yeah, here in Virginia on the East Coast, it was 19 degrees last night or 18 degrees last night. And in the South, we don't do well with cold weather. So, and when it snows, it's really bad. It just kind of shut everything down. Although I feel very sorry for those people on I-95 on Monday where they got stuck on the highway for like 20-something hours. That was a pretty bad deal. But today on this afternoon, I'll turn on the golf this afternoon from Hawaii and be jealous of, the warm weather there when it's, like 33 here for a high today. So, but it's January. It's supposed to be cold, so, what are you going to do? But yeah, thank you, Anthony, for coming in and the well wishes, and hopefully you are doing well. Hope your game is going well. Your college football game seems to be going pretty well. I'm still waiting for the Glory Days baseball or whatever you want to call it, whatever you're going to name it. That system looked very, very interesting when I saw some of the stuff you were doing with that. Looked very, very intriguing to check that out. So if I like boxing, I swear I'd buy your game, but people say you don't have to like boxing to like the game, but I don't know, I just don't like boxing. So I know nothing about it. And I'm a baseball person, so pretty much that's all I play. I mean, I have Strat hockey, Strat basketball, and Strat football. Barely played them. I've got, on play.com, I've got the football game and the hockey game, Hockey Blast and the second season football. Barely played those. So it seems like for whatever reason, I just always go to the baseball. That's just, I don't know why, it's just the way it's been. But it's just my first love is baseball, so I guess that's why. I'll hang around for a little bit if people want to ask me any questions or chat or whatever. Philip, you had asked me something in a previous comment about the Camify thing. That was something I used before I had 1,000 subs and could go live on my phone. It was something called Camify. Really, the quality on it was not very good, but it was the only way I could do live back then. But I haven't used that in I don't know how long. So pretty much now, up until today, I'd been just doing recordings and uploadings. But I may tinker around with a few streams now and then, since it seems like I can do this now with this phone. It's just a matter of opportunity to have the house to myself so I don't get disturbed, and being able to find something to stream. So I really want to keep into this project. Strat is like my first love as a baseball game. Like I said, I love payoff pitch, love inside pitch, or like History Maker as well. But I may tinker around with doing something here and there just to break the monotony of this Demolition League, just to put a video out there once in a while. I may do something with History Maker. I may do something with payoff pitch. We shall see. But yeah, that's for a dry run. I guess it did okay. I don't know. I'll have to go back and watch it later, I think, just to see how it looks after it uploads. All right, Andrew Brown, Brad Church, Clee baseball fan, which is the former Tribe fan, George Hines, appreciate all of you being here. Bart Ewing, appreciate you being here. Philip Reynolds, and of course Anthony from Bleacher Bums Gaming. Didn't see RJL, maybe he'll catch it later. I'm sure he'll be doing he's got his 81 World Series set up now for the inside pitch, so I'm sure that'll be coming up shortly. He'll probably have a stream of that tonight sometime. I'm looking forward to to Monday, not going back to work, but for the Alabama-Georgia game. That should be interesting. Baseball is kind of tough. You're looking forward to potentially spring training, but then they've got the lockout thing going, so I don't know what's going to go with that. But in Strat-O-Matic, there is no lockout. Same with any tabletop baseball game. There is no lockout. We can play anytime we like, and have baseball whenever we feel like it. Again, the final score, Boston 2, Houston 1. 2-run homer from Bogarts in the 6th was the winner, or ends up being the game winner. Wade Miley, the winner. Ed Mojica, his first save. The nasty part for the Red Sox is Koji Uehara, on his first batter faced, rolled a 6-7. He is injured. We're 2 more games after this, so they will miss him the rest of these. The 3-game series with the Astros, they will not have Uehara available. So probably have to dip into their bullpen and bring somebody up to cover that in case their pitchers start getting too fatigued. They do improve to 5-2. Astros dropped to 4-3, and the Astros, of course, lost Colby Rasmus for 4 more games. They do get Springer back in the next game, so that'll help their cause a little bit. So, want to appreciate everybody for checking this video out and checking out my live stream. And like I said, it's still a little bit uncomfortable for me. It's not something I'm used to doing. I haven't done one in ages like this. I'm more comfortable just doing the recording and uploading. That way, if something happens, I can pause and whatever. But when you're live, you kind of, it's one of the radio broadcasters in this area said years ago, there's no eraser on the microphone when you're live. So, got to be careful. Say the right things and do the right things, and try to present entertaining material. So that's going to do it from here. Demolition League game number 32 out of 270. The date is April the 20th, and this was Series 3, Matchup 2, game number 1. Next video is Matchup 3 in Series 3, which is the Seattle Mariners at the San Francisco Giants, and it'll be the first time that Seattle has to play without the DH. So we will have Nelson Cruz in right field, seeing if he can field the ball or not. That could be a challenge as well, or they may decide to put him on the bench and pinch hit for him later. So I encourage everybody to support all those out there that are doing channels, whether it be on the PC or the cards and dice, whether it be baseball, football, basketball, boxing, whatever the hockey, whatever the case may be. Support all those guys. I know they put a lot of heart and soul into their videos, and I'm sure they appreciate you guys watching their videos and commenting and being part of the community. It's a great community out there, and just happy to be a part of it. So it is roughly 11:22 here on the East Coast. Game time is complete. So rather than drag this thing out, I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up. Again, thanks to everyone who came in for the live part. Like I said, I'm not used to that, but I may do some more of that in the future. We shall see. So I'll end it the way I usually always end it, and that is enjoy playing whatever game you choose to play, however you choose to play it. And as usual, I will see you all down the road.